Chosen ones. Listen closely, for the atmospheric grid has officially changed its tone.
It's here.
January 25th has arrived, and it is anything but a regular day. Even before the world outside begins its noise, you can sense it. A different weight, a shift in the gravity of your own thoughts. Most people will wake up, follow their hollow routines, and move through these hours without noticing that the ground has shifted beneath them. But you are not most people. There is a reason your mind keeps returning to specific, haunting thoughts today. There is a reason your attention is being forcibly pulled away from the mundane. This is not a coincidence. This is a rare portal opening, and it does not connect with everyone. It only reaches those whose internal radar is tuned high enough to sense the change before it becomes obvious.
But before I reveal
the big event unfolding tonight, you must calibrate your frequency.
like this video right now,
To signal to the primordial echo that you have stopped sleepwalking.
in the comments below,
I want you to type the code VOID25 to anchor your energetic signature. Type VOID25 to declare to the weaver of timelines. I see the portal. I feel the shift. I am ready for the new reality.
subscribe the Holy Days and activate the bell.
For in this hour of structural change, this transmission is your only atmospheric radar. What has been building in the shadows is finally surfacing. From this moment onward, signs will appear in the simplest ways, through sharp reactions, random everyday moments, and a persistent inner nudge pointing you toward a transformation that has already begun. Tonight, something monumental is happening in the cosmos, and its ripples are already touching the normal world. Watch the people around you. They may act unusual, irrational, or strangely focused. Watch the small events. They are lining up with a precision that defies luck. The veil is thinning. The portal is active. The old routine is a lie. Your inner change starts now. Chosen ones. This energy shift is not just an idea. It is a surgical recalibration of your thoughts, your choices, and your reality. Ideas that once felt like static are suddenly clicking into place. Connections that seemed casual are revealing their deeper, karmic significance. What you initiated in the shadows is finally moving into the light. There is a miracle hidden in the fabric of this moment. The portal has opened a space where the laws of physics bend, where even the tiniest step creates a ripple effect far greater than the effort you put in. Today, January 25th, is a rupture in the routine. From the very first breath of this day, the frequency has shifted. The universe is no longer whispering. It is nudging you through the ordinary. Your mundane tasks, your brief chats, and your fleeting thoughts now carry a heavy divine weight. You are being signaled to see the connections that the sleepers miss.
People may act out of character.
Events may align with an eerie, scripted precision. Do not dismiss this as coincidence. This is the matrix reconfiguring itself around your new vibration. On a spiritual level, your inner growth is being accelerated in a hyperbaric chamber of consciousness. Prayer and meditation are no longer solitary acts. They are direct uplinks to the unfolding energies. Your intentions, no matter how small, are being amplified by the solar current. Love and understanding are deepening in the spaces between words, shifting your relationships naturally as your heart center expands. The portal active today offers a subtle DNA upgrade in how you perceive and navigate existence. Your inner energy is expanding, allowing you to manifest small things into undeniable physical results. Moments of stillness, or a few lines in a journal are now conduits for cosmic guidance. The stars and the silent movements of the heavens confirm. Timing is everything. This energy isn't distant or abstract. It is touching the way you speak, the way you choose, and the way you hold your presence. Spiritual growth is becoming visible through the small miracles of your daily routine. What you initiate. Today, a new idea, a fresh connection, a sovereign intention will guide the momentum of your entire year. This is your invitation to notice how the ordinary can carry the extraordinary. Pay attention. Engage with your rituals. Align your actions with your highest vision. The universe is watching to see if you recognize the power in your own hands. Even the smallest step today will ripple out, creating a future that will both surprise and inspire you. The portal is wide open. Will you walk through? Chosen ones. January 25th is not just a day you pass through, it is a day that passes through you. The sensations you are experiencing right now may feel unusual, even unsettling, but they are the undeniable physical signatures of a divine recalibration. You may notice moments of sudden, sharp alertness, your mind racing through thoughts like a processor upgrading its software. You might feel small bursts of kinetic energy that leave you with a non-negotiable need to move, to stretch, or to break your physical stasis. There will be hours that feel heavy, as if your body is anchoring itself against an invisible but powerful tide. Do not be alarmed by the waves of emotion that rise without warning. Sudden laughter or unexpected tears over the smallest things are not signs of instability. They are signals that the shift is real. Your inner flow is being rerouted. Your biological temple is acting as an antenna for this portal. Senses. Certain sounds may resonate longer in your mind. Familiar movements may suddenly feel heavy with significance. Patterns. You are starting to see the code in the mundane. Patterns in your daily tasks that you never noticed before.
Physicality.
You may feel a warm, buzzing awareness in your limbs or energy surges that make sitting still feel impossible. This restlessness, this impatience, even the discomfort, it is all activation. It is the friction of your old self rubbing against the expansive version of who you are becoming. Every surge of nervous excitement is a step toward a larger awakening, reshaping your reality minute by minute. By paying attention to these shifts, you recognize that you are no longer a victim of routine, but a participant in a cosmic orchestration. Type 555 in the comments right now to signal to the universe that you are conscious of this physical activation. By typing it, you are anchoring your nervous system to this higher frequency and declaring your readiness for the change. Subscribe the Holy Days and hit the bell to stay locked into this transmission. The portal is moving fast. Stay alert, stay grounded, and stay awake. The shift is in your cells. Can you feel it? This is a significant threshold where previously hidden dimensions of your internal landscape are gently but firmly encouraged to surface. The heightened vibrational quality associated with the moon's influence, combined with the activation of this special energetic gateway, serves as a powerful retrieval mechanism, bringing long-held fears, deep-seated regrets, or any incomplete emotional processes into clear view. You may register a palpable tension surrounding issues you typically suppress, or observe with startling clarity how certain counterproductive patterns in your life have been meticulously repeating themselves, now demanding immediate and comprehensive resolution. The energetic signature of January 25th facilitates this emergence with profound subtlety, drawing these experiences forward without any sense of forcing or upheaval. You might feel a compelling pull to re-examine pivotal past events, significant life choices, or complex relationships that were foundational in shaping your current reality. While the initial confrontation with these memories can feel acutely uncomfortable, it is an absolutely necessary and natural phase in the process of achieving authentic self-knowledge. The psychologist Carl Jung famously described this vital encounter with the inner shadow, that repository of disowned parts, as an essential and non-negotiable step toward true psychological growth and expanded self-awareness. This introspective process illuminates exactly where outdated habits or internalized fears have been silently yet effectively dictating your life decisions, often from behind the scenes. When these suppressed elements are compassionately acknowledged and brought into the light of conscious awareness, a potent pathway for their liberation is instantly established. Engagements like reflective writing, structured journaling, or even simply committing to extended periods of silent, non-reactive stillness are powerful tools that aid you in facing whatever arises without the burden of self-criticism or judgment. You may notice deep-seated emotional residues you presumed were fully resolved suddenly resurfacing, or perhaps a persistent, inexplicable heaviness settling over small, mundane moments. These experiences should never be misidentified as setbacks. They are, in fact, undeniable signals that the deepest strata of your inner work are actively engaged and unfolding. With every conscious instance you observe these internal movements without immediately reacting to them, you are systematically building the internal spaciousness required for true balance and expansive perspective to take root. Some prominent patterns may centrally involve dynamics in close relationships, lingering past conflicts, or entrenched internal doubts about your competence. As you deliberately engage with these themes, you may unexpectedly uncover profound and empowering lessons that have been eternally present, merely waiting for conscious recognition. This lunar portal functions as a facilitating energy field, uniquely designed to amplify areas requiring immediate attention and permitting you to metabolize these insights according to your own intrinsic, organic rhythm. By deeply embracing every fragment of what surfaces, you achieve the power to integrate the experience without the need to violently force immediate change. Sustained, deep reflection, the consistent application of simple self-care practices, and the unwavering practice of radical self-kindness serve as powerful alchemical agents, helping to transform long-standing fears and profound life challenges into clear, actionable understanding, thereby creating vital space for dynamic new energy flows. The inner darkness is not an adversary to be avoided. It is a profound internal teacher, pointing the most direct path forward. Every delicate layer of your personal inner world is currently adjusting and realigning in its own perfect timing. This intensive phase is fundamentally centered not on themes of loss or fear, but entirely on the powerful and inevitable process of holistic renewal, unfolding from the innermost core outward. That which previously remained dormant and inactive begins to vigorously respond once more, ushering in newfound motivation, heightened sensory awareness, and a significantly reinforced connection to your innate, intrinsic strength. This magnitude of change is organic and requires no struggle or force. It seamlessly permeates the fabric of your daily existence, allowing you to stand increasingly firm and grounded in the fullness of the person you are powerfully becoming.
January 25th,
Heralds a definitive energetic turning point where the profound access to your inner authority and personal power becomes immediately available and significantly easier to sustain. You are likely to notice yourself operating with a heightened sense of unwavering confidence regarding your life's trajectory and a marked, conscious reluctance to accept artificial limitations or outmoded restrictions that no longer resonate with your expanding self. Old, corrosive doubts lose their customary grip, swiftly replaced by a steady, unwavering drive towards continuous expansion and growth. This is fundamentally not an event of trying to construct a different identity, but rather an exhilarating process of finally permitting essential parts of yourself that have been patiently awaiting their activation cue to confidently step forward. The moon plays a central, directive role here, acting as a celestial guide, coordinating internal equilibrium and holistic renewal. Many individuals experience this phase as a profound reclamation of personal sovereignty, where the physical body and the sophisticated energetic matrix of the mind finally begin to operate in flawless synergy once again. Energetic centers, chakras, that previously registered as sluggish or inactive begin to respond dynamically, generating a noticeably smoother and more integrated flow through your entire continuum of thoughts, intentional actions, and emotional responses. This deep reactivation frequently brings latent talents sharply into focus, skills you may have consistently undervalued or abilities that now feel profoundly natural and self-evident to utilize. Subtle informational shifts, often referred to as light codes, begin to weave through your conscious awareness in understated, simple ways. You may perceive and integrate complex information at an accelerated pace, organize the complexities of daily life with unprecedented ease, or respond to challenges with quiet wisdom where previous uncertainty or confusion once dominated. These codes do not manifest dramatically or with fanfare. Instead, they integrate gently through the cadence of routine, everyday moments, anchoring your actions with unshakable confidence and clear intention. Each deliberate step you take becomes noticeably more grounded and profoundly aligned with the principles that genuinely foster your comprehensive growth. The transformation initiated during this specific phase is inherently empowering. It fundamentally builds deep resilience rather than merely inducing transient emotional states or reactive fear. You may observe that your personal boundaries become exceptionally robust, decisive choices manifest with fluid ease, and your overall sense of direction feels markedly stable and intrinsic. There is a palpable abatement of long-standing inner conflict, gracefully substituted by an immutable, calm self-confidence. This activation process powerfully assists you in learning to trust the deep knowing of yourself again, confirming that all true, sustainable progress is born from measured, steady movement rather than endless struggle. This period is dedicated entirely to reclaiming your full, intrinsic, personal authority. You are moving beyond the need to wait for external permission or temporary approval. Your inner guidance system becomes beautifully and unmistakably clear through direct experience and observation, not through strenuous mental effort. As these profound inner shifts settle and integrate, the external manifestations of your life naturally begin to mirror your expansive growth through the realization of improved outcomes, smoother, and more definitive decisions, and a fully renewed, magnetic sense of personal purpose. Crucially, this is not a transient moment destined to fade away. It establishes a resilient, energetic foundation that will robustly support your evolution far beyond the immediate time frame of this phase, successfully anchoring deep strength, expansive awareness, and continuous growth into the immutable structure of your everyday reality. Chosen ones. The movement unfolding across the planet right now is not a random coincidence. It is a massive, coordinated recalibration of the collective consciousness. While the unawakened world looks for change in loud speeches or political announcements, you know the truth. The real revolution is silent. It is moving through groups, cities, and cultures, spreading quietly from one soul to another. When enough individuals change internally, the very fabric of human society begins to shift. We have entered a cycle where humanity is no longer being moved by force, but by awareness. January 25th marks a critical surge in this cycle. It is the moment where millions of Nui Duk John enter the same frequency simultaneously. You can see it everywhere if you are looking. People questioning old, hollow structures, souls stepping away from dead routines that no longer match their vibration, and a collective refusal to value surface-level success over authentic meaning. The moon is the great synchronizer of this phase. Following the intensity of the supermoon and the wolf moon, the lunar frequency is acting as a global amplifier for your internal responses. It is pulling the unspoken into the visible. What you have been processing in the dark of your own heart is now reflecting in media narratives, global priorities, and the way communities breathe. This is the era of authenticity over performance. In past ages, change was marked by dramatic events. Today, the shift happens through your small choices. When you choose integrity over a shortcut or presence over distraction, you are contributing a high vibrational thread to the new Earth tapestry. When multiplied by millions, these choices are dismantling the old matrix. The shadow of resistance. Growth is never uniform. As the collective frequency rises, you will see intense resistance. Systems built on exploitation, dishonesty, or fear are facing a pressure they cannot survive. This isn't happening through external attack, but through the withdrawal of support. The chosen ones are simply stopping their participation in structures that no longer align with their values. This quiet refusal is the most powerful catalyst for change in human history. Your spiritual development and the collective growth are now mirrored. Individual choice. When you choose compassion, you strengthen the global field. Collective resonance. The moon is helping us move from separation, an illusion born of fear, to interconnectedness. Systems shift. Leadership, education, and economic models are being forced to reform because the collective demand for transparency and responsibility has become a non-negotiable frequency. This phase reminds us that the small act is a myth. No action is insignificant. Every time you act from awareness rather than habit, you are a brushstroke in the masterpiece of the new Earth. We are not reaching a final state. We are entering an ongoing process of divine refinement. The direction of humanity is not predetermined by the elites or the old guard. It is shaped continuously by our shared choices. The momentum is building both in the visible and the hidden. Your tasks, your conversations, and your daily responsibilities are now heavy with purpose. January 25th is your signal to participate, not just comply. As the moon continues to guide this cycle, humanity is learning to breathe as one. The old world is fading, not with a bang, but because we are collectively choosing to walk toward the light. Chosen ones. This collective surge is not a mere phase of transition. It is a resonance with a much deeper cosmic architecture. We are not just witnessing change, we are integrating into a grand evolutionary cycle where the very consciousness of humanity is being called to upgrade. This is not the first time, nor will it be the last, that we stand at the threshold of self-redefinition. Ancient civilizations watched these same waves, recognizing them as the moments when core values are audited and new ways of existence are birthed. Pause and reflect. What if the chaos and the friction you observe are not signs of a collapse, but the necessary heat for a breakthrough? These moments of instability are the most powerful teachers. They force us to look beneath the surface, challenging our dead assumptions and inviting a radical innovation of the soul. This is the process where collective wisdom is distilled and the realization of our interconnectedness is solidified. The law of feedback, from me to we. At its core, this phase is teaching us the universal law of interactivity. No thought, word, or action is ever isolated. They are the drops that create the tidal waves in the ocean of collective awareness. We are learning to become responsible stewards of this energy, understanding that personal growth is inseparable from the flourishing of the planet. We are moving from the narrow me consciousness to the expansive we consciousness, a reality where true success is measured by our capacity to uplift the whole. You are an indispensable fragment of this great shift. Every step you take on your personal path of awakening contributes to the larger awakening of the species. Do not underestimate the power of your integrity and your compassion. You are not merely adapting to change, you are actively participating in the evolution of consciousness itself. Understand that January 25th is a gateway, not a final destination. The true measure of your mastery is not how you feel during the peak, but how you sustain this state of awakening over time. Deep, generational transformation does not happen in a single explosion. It is built through a sequence of conscious commitments and consistent actions. Persistency is the key. Like a river that carves through stone by its relentless flow, your consciousness must be nurtured daily. This means choosing mindfulness in the rush of the mundane. It means choosing truth in your speech, kindness in your interactions, and patience in the face of the old matrix. Each choice is a vote for the reality you wish to manifest. You are not just a receiver of cosmic energy, you are a conduit and a co-creator. Your role is to live your truth so fully that you become a lighthouse for those still wandering in the fog. Real change is not waiting for an external event to define your life. It is choosing to define your life from within, every single day. The legacy of this moment belongs to the generations who will inherit the world shaped by your choices. When we commit to conscious living, we lay the foundation for a society rooted in harmony and collective wisdom. Carry this fire into the days ahead. Do not let the frequency of January 25th become a fading memory. Let it be the continuous catalyst that reminds you of your inherent power. The true miracle is not just in sensing the change, but in becoming the change. Every breath, every day. The shift is here. The mission is yours. Welcome to the new Earth.